Dear students, myself Kiran MP. I am working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in Government Engineering College, Kushalnagar. In today's session, I am going to give you an introduction to one of the most important language in today's world, that is JavaScript. JavaScript is the key beyond any web page. JavaScript makes your web page to be more interactive, to be more beautifully structured. We know no one in this world can live without the internet, or in other terminology, without World Wide Web. JavaScript makes those web to be more interactive, to be more lively. The fame of the internet or the fame of the web, which the user can't live, made JavaScript to reach the predominant portion in today's world. Before going further, let me tell you about the agenda of today's session. I will look at the table of contents. First, we'll discuss about client-side scripting. To be more precise, first we'll know what is scripting or scripting language. Then we'll come to client-side scripting. Next, we'll have a look at the origin of JavaScript. That is, when JavaScript is invented and who's the inventor. Next, we'll see how to run JavaScript. Does it require a special software to run it, or it depends on some other software? Next, we'll have a look at the tools needed to design and develop JavaScript. At the last, we'll write a simple Hello World program. We'll implement a simple Hello World program using JavaScript and we'll demonstrate it. So the first, what is JavaScript and what can it do? Okay, here, first thing we need to know about client-side scripting. I said, first we need to know what is scripting or scripting language. Then we'll have a look at client-side scripting. So I need to tell you, scripting language is like any other programming language, say like C, C++, Java. But what makes scripting language to be differ from programming language? I need to tell you, all scripting languages are programming languages, but not all programming languages are scripting language. Because when I say programming language like C, C++, Java, they require compiler to translate entire source code from high level to machine level. Whereas scripting language is an interpreted one. It requires an interpreter to translate the source code from high level to machine level. Now I think when I stated about compiler and interpreter, you might have come to know about what actual difference between programming language and scripting language. If not, let me tell you. When I say programming language, the entire source code at a time will be compiled to machine code. Was it? When I say scripting language, I said it's an interpreted one. Means one instruction at a time from high level will be converted, translated to machine code. Got it? So, and the advantage of scripting language is that it's lightweight. I mean, it requires less memory. Now, in general, scripting, I said lightweight, it requires less memory, means it's a small piece of code. Now coming to client-side scripting. So what actually client-side scripting, why I call client-side scripting means it's a small piece of code that runs on client machine. Okay, even we have a server-side scripting. So server-side scripting is a small piece of code that runs on the server machine. Then what about JavaScript? Is it a client-side scripting or server-side scripting? Basically, JavaScript is a client-side scripting, but we can even have JavaScript to run on the server side, but we prefer PHP for that. Now, JavaScript. JavaScript is an high-level interpreted programming language used to make web pages more interactive. Also, I can say JavaScript to be the language of the web, language of the internet, used to make the web look alive, adding motions to it. Also, JavaScript is a scripting language, it's an object based language. It supports polymorphism, encapsulations, and also inheritance. Now, let me tell you why I said client-side scripting is a small piece of code that runs on the client machine, not on the server. Now, I will look at this diagram. Now, I will look at the mouse pointer. Now, here the user, I can see the client has logged into one of the browser, maybe a Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer on his desktop. In the browser, the address bar, the user requests to access a web page vacation.html. Now this request is sent to the corresponding web server. Now the web server processes that request and returns back the HTML source code, which includes JavaScript embedded in it, to the client machine, to the client. Now this JavaScript will be executed on this client machine, that is in the browser. Now the browser displays the web page to the client user. I think you might have got about this. Now why I said client-side scripting means this script didn't execute it on the web server. The script embedded in HTML source code received at client machine, and on the client machine, that is in the browser is viewing, the JavaScript got executed. That's why we call it's a client-side scripting. Next, so about the evolution of JavaScript. I'm not going to, about the evolution of JavaScript. As you can see in this slide, Brendan Eich is known as the father of JavaScript, is the creator of JavaScript. JavaScript was developed in the year 1995 by Brendan Eich, and it appeared in that day's browser, that is Netscape. Netscape Navigator was the famous popular browser in the early 1995. Now, how to run JavaScript? I said it's a scripting language, and one more thing, scripting language can't run on its own. For example, here we said in the previous slide I said JavaScript runs in the browser at the client machine, right? So I mean browser is responsible for running JavaScript code. So JavaScript doesn't depend on any specific browser. All modern web browsers support JavaScript, say Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer. And JavaScript runs on any operating system, any platform. it is not restricted to Linux or Windows. It runs on all platform. Next, tools we need to develop JavaScript. Okay, uh, there are two important tools that were required to develop a JavaScript program, to develop and run JavaScript program. The first is any text editor. To write a source code, JavaScript source code, you can make use of a simple notepad editor or any other text editor. Okay, so just to run that, you log into any browser. On the address bar, any browser, maybe Google Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Internet Explorer. But at the address bar, you just specify the of the path of the text source code, which contains JavaScript code, and it will be executed in your browser. So the tools that we require to develop JavaScript: text editor and browser. Text editor to create a source code. To run it, we will make use of browser. Now, let me write a simple hello world JavaScript program. Okay, and I said JavaScript doesn't run on its own. It runs in a browser. Clear? So we need to embed this JavaScript in an HTML file. And already in the first two modules you have become very familiar with the skeleton of HTML. The first HTML element is HTML. These are the root. Then we have an header part to specify the title for my web page or any other attributes. Say the font type should be so and so, or header, the size for an header, the font for an header, and so and so. Next we have a body section, and so, and here I said it's a simple hello world program. Okay, so here I have written here JavaScript is embedded in this HTML file, and it includes only one instruction that one executed pop-ups a window on the browser which displays a message hello world. And now this source code you can type, you need to type using any of the text editors, say a simple notepad. Now log into browser, and address bar you specify the path of the source file. On execution, you will see this window to be popped, as you can see in the slide. This page says hello world. Thank you.